When we were quite specific in terms of what we were looking for in terms of when we bought the house, but energy was never really a consideration. Although we were made aware throughout that there was this system with the Eco Dan, and then when I started looking in the garden, I saw the fan itself or the unit itself. I went online and researched it, and then spoke to my wife and said, "Do you realise we're going to save 30% of our bills?" The way that I understand the system itself is that it uses the heat from the outside to heat an internal water tank. The interesting thing, or the most surprising thing, which I think some people would find, is that it doesn't matter what the external temperature is. So it can also convert cold air to use that to heat the water tank as well. You've got the underfloor heating throughout the ground floor, both tiled and wood, which is obviously great, and upstairs a thermostat with radiators in all bedrooms. As I said, lovely warm temperature throughout. And the bills, compared to where we lived before, which was a smaller property, are smaller, are lower. And as I said, the main thing is that the house never actually feels cold, which is great. So if you're away for a few days and you come back, you walk into a house which is nice and warm. It is really nice to, you know, in the old house, for example, you had to wear slippers. Here you could walk around in shorts and t-shirt and no slippers. There's an intelligent system. If you're trying to have a shower, heating hot water up, and you're trying to heat radiators at the same time, the system itself works out the best way to use the heat it has. And once you know what it does and what it can do and what it can achieve and set it so it works for you, the system just happily works away in the background. All we have to do is turn the temperature up or down, and that's it. In terms of the unit itself, in terms of the noise, it's something which you wouldn't notice. So if you're out in the garden, you wouldn't notice the noise. If you're sitting in the sitting room, you wouldn't notice any noise. Another thing which takes a bit of getting used to is that if you touch a radiator, the radiator's not red hot. The reason being that it gets to a temperature and maintains temperature throughout, which is, again, from a safety point of view, to be honest with you, is great, because the kids can go, any child can go up and touch a radiator and it's not red hot. It's just getting used to a new way of heating. In terms of the benefits, the main thing is obviously going to be electricity bills, which is the proof of the pudding, and we have no gas in the property at all, so the heat pump is our only source of heating. Since we've had it, it's been absolutely great, and as I said, the main thing will be to see if we actually do save on our bills, which I think we will. The nice thing with this system is that because you feel like you're saving money, automatically, you can be a bit more relaxed in terms of heating the home. The only thing which some people might be concerned about is the term heat pump. The interesting is that without realising it, they have a heat pump in the home already, in terms of a fridge or freezer. And essentially, the heat pump which we have uses the same technology but in reverse. If you said to somebody, it will cost money at the outset to install, but it's going to save you 30% off your bills, particularly the way that energy bills are going, which is only higher and higher and higher. So it's been great for us in terms of the technology. It's quite nice to have something which is relatively new, but also in terms of saving money in the long term, I'd recommend it to anybody. I think more and more homes will have them as standard going forward. Once they're out there and people realise they're there and they're going to save money, I think a lot of people would have them installed anyway, particularly in the climate where people are looking to save money. Obviously there's an outlay at the start, but long term, if you're in a property for any period, you would save money. And it would certainly be something which I would look to install. The main benefits for us is that you don't have to worry about the heating. You know, the house is warm.